Hello everybody. Next up we play host to Leicester City at the wonderful time of 3 p.m. on Saturday. There's no trains between Liverpool Street and Shenfield, so lots of buses around and expect the central line to be rammed. Check before you leave and all that. So Leicester then, well, they had a lousy start to the season, losing 6 of their first 7, having drawn the opener at home to Brentford. Then, at the start of October, they happened across Nottingham Forest, thumping them 4-0 despite, or more likely because of, the inclusion of Lingard. Since then, they have won 3, drawn 1 and lost 2 of their last 6. I caught their last outing on the box against Everton, and they looked a whole new side from the one that conceded 11 goals in 2 matches earlier on this season. All of that's left them in 14th place with 14 points from a 4-2-8 record, which is identical to ours, save for the fact that we have an inferior goal difference to the tune of 1, which means we're 1 place behind them. Daisy was delighted to see that they only brought in 2 players during the summer, something that gives her all the more time to moan about her damn ankle ligaments. The woman's got no consideration, you know. It takes her so long to hobble back from the kitchen at the moment, my coffee's cold by the time she gets back. Anyhow, the departure of Schmeichel during the transfer window got them looking to boost the goalkeeping department, and they picked up Alex Smithy on a free from Cardiff. Now, we've got a soft spot for Smithy in these parts, with him having scored what turned out to be the winning spot kick for Huddersfield in the 2012 League One playoff final against con artist and hypocrites Sheffield United. The other player to arrive was Belgian central defender Wout Faes. He arrived for a fee of around 15 million quid from Reims. He had a baptism of fire with his debut coming in the 6-2 defeat to Spurs. However, they have kept 5 clean sheets in the 7 games played since that particular debacle, so he seems to have had some steadying effect since his arrival. He has made the Belgian squad for the World Cup along with teammates Castagna and Tielemans, the latter of whom has been scoring spectacular goals just for fun at the moment. Whilst we're on subject of the World Cup, the informed James Maddison has been included in the England squad. Somewhat confusingly, he's been listed as a forward when in fact he has been putting in decent performances in what is obviously a midfield role. Still, labelling as a forward enables Southgate to include Henderson in midfield, which, with the selection of Alexander-Arnold, just goes to prove that not being good enough for England need be no handicap to one's international ambitions, as long as you play for Liverpool. I mentioned the departure of Schmeichel earlier. His place has been taken by Danny Ward, who looked a bit shaky during the earlier matches this season. Shame then that we've stopped being good at set pieces then, isn't it? Ward will be part of the Welsh squad in Qatar, though it is to be hoped that he has slightly more luck on his travels than he did a few years ago when trying to get to China with the Welsh. Chinese managed to lose his passport when it was sent in for a visa, and he never did get to compete for the coveted, it says here, China Cup. They will be missing the hitherto ever-present James Justin at the back. Justin has ruptured his Achilles, something with which I can sympathise, having done that to myself in the past. Mind you, I bet that if he were in plaster and on crutches, he wouldn't be forced to stand by a trainload of ignorant Manx, as happened to me around that time. And so we move on to the wild and wacky world of association football. The FA's appeal against the lenient sentence given to Klopp for his sending off has now been heard. Any hopes that a proper example might have been made went well out of the window, with a massive touchline ban of 1 whole match being handed out. Oh, and the usual completely and utterly meaningless warning as to his future conduct, which, as past history has shown us, simply means a timid voice saying, "Don't do it again." I fear the results of stem cell research into the growing of spines will come far too late for the likes of the FA, the Independent Disciplinary Committee and referees to be of any use in my lifetime. Elsewhere, the Premier League clubs voted to open discussions with the Football League as to a restructuring of the money that flows through to the Championship and below. This would see changes to the parachute payment system and enable monies to be distributed more widely. 6 clubs voted against these proposals. Don't think you need to be too clever to work out who they were. And so on to us. Well, it was another disappointing evening the other night. We started off as if we wanted to hand them the match on a plate, such as the preponderance of misplaced passes in defence. Having said that, it was pretty much one-way traffic for most of the rest of the match, the problem being that it was very slow one-way traffic. It was notable that our best moments came when we attacked with pace rather than at the end of something more ponderous. We deserved both the equaliser and the lead, but years of watching has prompted me to believe that the score wouldn't finish 2-1. My decision, therefore, to cash out my wager seconds before the equaliser went in at least sweetened the pill of having to go to penalties. We seem to have forgotten how to break with pace, and nobody seems keen to take on opponents anymore. Bowen, bless him, plays it safe far too often by cutting in from his flank instead of getting down the line or bearing down on goal in the manner that saw him given a tantalising glimpse of a potential World Cup place. As we break away, we take so long over it that by the time anything meaningful happens, I need a shave. It's all a far cry from last year. Just have a look at the highlights of this fixture from last season to see what the difference is. On the injury front, Cornet is still out, and there's a big doubt over Emerson, whose nose got remodelled after contact with a Blackburn forward, rather than the expensive showbiz plastic surgeons one normally associates with the process. Other than that, we got a full squad. So the prediction then. We're woefully out of form really, and coming up against a side that is on the up. A win to send us upwards before the break would be really great, but after the last couple of games I really can't see it. I'm therefore going to elect to place the £2.50, which I was going to send in to the big five clubs and Spurs, because we're only here for their convenience, on a wager on an away win, in the hope that I'm totally wrong. Make it 3-1 to them then, please, Mr. Winston. Enjoy the game.
We're here in the offices of a Late Late Show with the host of a Late Late Show, James Corden.
Hi.
Big West Ham fan.
Yes. And big knees up Mother Brown, man.
Yeah.
Get on the forum at kumb.com. Come on, you irons.